What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Ali Shally, aka the Leica Lad. I'm a pro photographer, you know, and I'm here to help you take better pictures. If that's what you want, you've come to the right place. What we're talking about today, portraiture. We're doing 6 tips, maybe 5, maybe 7, maybe 8, however many we could be bothered to do today. Check the title again, that'll be the correct number. There's one thing we have to address. 30% of the people who watched our last video were not subscribed to the channel. And what does that make me feel, Biz?
Disappointed.
Disappointed. Disappointed, not angry, disappointed, which is worse. If you could subscribe to the channel, it means a lot to us. We've also got a Patreon full of goodies. Anyway, let's get involved. A great portrait shoot would be incomplete without a wonderful model. And today, we've got the music man himself, a wonderful man, Alexander von Preußen. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to use one subject, one environment, one camera, one lens, and get 3 different looks. The first one is going to be, so the sun's over here, coming in this way. We're going to do a portrait with the light on his face. So come this way, please. Body facing this way, and then just your eyes towards me. Boom. So that picture looks like this. So now we've taken him out of the light. Maybe I'll shoot a slightly different direction, this way. Our subject's face is not lit like it was before. I'm using the light in the background there to silhouette him. So this one looks like this. And then finally, this is my favorite one. Look straight ahead. This is the old rim light shot. So we're exposing for the highlights here and this. 3 very different shots taken within, I'd say, 1 meter squared. Now, I asked him to wear a white shirt, which helps when you're doing black and white because white tones really pop if you've got a black background. Black tones really pop if you've got a white background. So you saw me do it just then. You know what? Why don't you give it a go? Try it. Get a subject, get 1 meter squared wherever you are. See how many different pictures you can take, because I could have done a lot more than 3. I'll make you right. So here's a new thing that we're running. It's a way of getting your work featured on our YouTube channel. We're gonna be opening a competition where we'd like to see your best portrait photos submitted into the portrait photo chat on the Patreon. Watch this portrait video again very, very carefully. We're gonna feature the ones that we like the most, fully tagged, of course, on the next YouTube episode at the end. So we're looking forward to reviewing the photos and seeing some more work from our talented photographers who are in our Patreon. Submit them right there. You know where to go. Good luck. Now we're going to talk about something very important, perspective. Perspective is just as important as what lens you're using and what light you're using. So 99.9% of photographers do this when they're taking a portrait. Ready? Watch this. Here's the shot. Boom. Everyone just does head height. Street photographers especially, guilty. Always doing this. It's just like what I can see with my head, which is a bit boring if you ask me. I mean, sometimes it's fine. Now, I'm going to show you 4 pictures. So here's one. Now we just moved down a couple of inches. I'm going to go a little bit lower. Right? Same subject, same lens, same setting, same everything. And then now we're going to do one like this. And now we're going to do one like this. Have a look up there, son. Look at the difference, right? Head height. Again, nothing wrong with that. A little bit lower. Different feel. A little bit lower again. This looks like, you know, some CEO who's trying to do something with climate change kind of picture. You can get so much more drama by doing slightly lower moves. I learned that from Henri Cartier-Bresson, who was talking about how the smallest movements make a difference. And it's true. This is why I love hip shooting when I do portraits, because I can maintain eye contact with the subject, talk to them whilst moving the camera around, knowing what to do, and getting some very different looks out of the same scene. Next time you're doing a portrait, if you catch yourself doing this, try something different. Look. We're going to talk about something very important for portraits, lighting. Let's get involved. Let's talk about light in the context of portraiture. When you're out on the streets or in a park as we are, you get a few different types of light. You get the summer sun, you know, the kind of really harsh top light that you get a lot of shadows on the face. You get a lot of contours, you get a lot of contrast. That's not so good for flattering portraits. It is great for doing really hard, sharp lines, deep black contrast. Overcast days, very flattering on the face. Not so good for creating geometry and light, and shapes and all that kind of thing. Now those two types of lighting offer two different options. One isn't better than the other one. So with that in mind, we're going to do a few different examples of lighting where I'll talk about the quality of the light and what we're getting out of it. So Alex, if you wouldn't mind standing over here, please, buddy. So we've got quite low sun, so this isn't as harsh as the sun can be. You've got a lot of shadow going on, basically. This offers a very specific look. And if you want a nice flattering picture, this isn't really the best kind of lighting to go for. Let's say you're taking a portrait where you want to see the model's face, right? Or you're doing a picture for an author, or you're taking a photograph at a wedding. Trust me on this one. If you do loads of silhouettes at a wedding, the bride gets pretty pissed off. Let's hide behind this tree. You can easily see the difference here. You can see a lot more detail compared to before. Maybe I'll go back here, stay there, look that way. So look, the camera's actually quite low compared to where you think it would be. And when you look at this shot, you don't think, oh, he shot that from waist height almost, but that's exactly how it was. Shooting in hard light, if you're trying to see the texture of something, is not ideal because you're crushing it down. Whereas this is perfect. This next bit's on lenses. Welcome to Schaller's Bench. This segment of this YouTube video is going to be dedicated to talking about lenses in the context of portraiture. I'm sure you've heard before that a 50mm lens is the right one to use for taking portraits, which it's not wrong, but it's not necessarily correct either. Some of my best portraits I've done have been on super wide lenses like this. The point being, there is no right lens. Lenses are like different tools in a toolbox. I don't think you hear carpenters going on about which chisel is the best. You use the one that you need for the job. Here's a 50mm 1.4 standard issue. This one has a close focus ability up to 0.45 of a meter, which is really useful for portraits. Here's another thing that I can't live without. A neutral density filter. I put a hotel on Park Lane, which if you saw our video on panning, you might know a little bit about. So this little beauty goes on the end and can be used so that you can utilize 1.4 in any light scenario. Here's something that's more traditionally used as a portrait lens in studios or fashion. This is a 90mm. Now this is a really cool bit of Leica engineering. Let me show you something. 90mm offer, people often say, more compression, flatter look to the face. And then a pièce de la résistance, the 24mm, undisputed in all photographic needs, in my opinion. So why 24? I was drawn to doing portraiture with a difference a little bit, and for me, that resulted in trying wide angles. And I've done a couple of fashion campaigns, mainly on 24s. Those are the pictures that look like this. What do I like about the 24? A 24 1.4 lens like this, Summilux, can isolate the subject, give you a lot of depth. It allows you to play around with the light and the background more than on, say, a 50. I don't really understand why some people have 25 different lenses. A lot of men go crazy, and it's always men, and they don't know how to use any one of them properly. So it's better to get 2 or 3, or just 1 to start with. Learn that inside out. We hope you enjoyed Schaller's Bench. On to the next scene. I'm going to take a picture of you. Okay. And then we're going to film it. What's your name?
My name is Dio.
My name's Alan.
Alan.
Nice to meet you. Okay. We're going to do a couple of different shots. One is going to be you looking this way.
Ah.
Trust me. Trust me. So you look this way?
Okay.
Yeah? No. Staying here and just looking this way.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Staying here.
And looking, yeah.
Oh.
Portrait number 1. Boom. It's quite good.
Let me see. Ooh.
We're going to go to those stairs.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from China.
You're from China? Yeah. I'm from London. sit facing the palace. You're going to look over at me.
Over.
Yeah, back. No smiling, like more. Oh, you want to do that one? Both of you together. I want you to both face each other. Yes. All right, Biz. Let's go back to what we were doing. That was fun.
That was great.
If you spot me in London and you want your photo taken while we're filming one of these things, just ask me. And I'm going to look on your phone. If you're subscribed to the YouTube, if you follow me on Instagram, maybe. If you're subscribed to the Patreon, 100% you're getting a bloody picture. 100%. Hello, my name's Like a Monochrome, and I'm here to say Alan and Biz put so much effort into this episode, so we think that you should give them a like, but if you enjoyed it even more, then you should leave a comment, and then if you really liked it, maybe you should subscribe. I just get really upset when people watch these amazing videos that we make for free for them, and then they can't even be fucked to subscribe. Don't swear, Mr. Monochrome, that's rude. I'm so sorry. Anyway, why don't you join their Patreon as well? It's really good, I promise. I'm subscribed to it, and that's how I know everything that I know about photography. Back to the video. You know what, mate? I'm done. The hay fever's kicking in big time. I need a beverage. I need a cocktail. I need a beer. Anything. Okay, we rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
So we planned this whole thing that we were going to go in the bar and film something saying thanks for watching and cheers. But instead we just got drunk. And then we remembered when we were leaving that we didn't film the end of the episode. So here's the end of the episode. Look how sunburned I got. Bloody hell. Anyway, peace out. Thank you.